Well, there's one side of the main Hippodrome stadium. There's the stage to the left there, and on this side, well, and on the other side as well, actually, you see this type of thing. All sorts of opportunities to buy all sorts of cultural, traditional clothing, hats, plates, postcards, carpets, slippers, all that kind of normal stuff. The hats, the felt hats. You see a lot of people wearing. So, if you're into this sort of thing, if you're into the whole Central Asian thing, actually, and you want a sort of kaleidoscope of what they have to offer, then the World Nomad Games is probably a good place to go, actually. Not just for all these things that you can buy, but also all the events that you can go to. And there's 4 venues for the events. We were at the Gorge the last 2 days, and then there's this main Hippodrome here, and they have some field events there as well. Next door, and they have a blue sort of square glassy building where they have wrestling, and all different types of wrestling. It's not just one type. Different countries have different types of wrestling, so they kind of get involved in that as well. Same with the horses, actually. Different horses from different countries have different features. Darwin would love all that stuff, I suppose. And the other venue is one that we probably won't be going to. They have at that venue all board games, B-O-A-R-D and not B-O-R-E-D. Although some of us might be B-O-R-E-D because we don't understand any of it. The only one I'm familiar with is a game called Mancala, which I don't know how to play anyway, but it's some sort of board game. And so they do have a venue where they have competitions with all the different types of board games. So there is all sorts of things going on, actually. So this whole thing sometimes feels like a resurrection of Central Asian, not just Kyrgyzstan, Central Asian culture and events and what have you. They're not too good on the food here, which is probably a relief, to be honest with you. Because I get the impression that what happened is that when the Russians kind of came into this area, I don't know, what was it, 150, 200 years ago, and then the Soviets, it feels like their whole culture was suppressed a little bit. And now, say, Kyrgyzstan has been independent 25 years. In the last few days, actually, I think 3 of these countries have celebrated their 25th year of independence from the Soviet Union. So it feels like there's some sort of resurrection of their culture and everything else. But of course it does take time for all this sort of stuff to come through. The location here is of course quite nice. There's the lake over there. Lake Is It Cool? Which probably is not too warm, I have to admit. And on the other side of it, actually, there was a place when the Soviets were here when they were mining for uranium. So on the other side of that lake, some people say that it's not a good idea to swim because of potential uranium problems. And some people say, well, now it affects the whole lake. Who knows? I think all that is still open to discussion. Of course, we were there a few weeks ago. Remember when we went into the mud lake and all that kind of stuff? Okay, yeah, wait.